I'm Jim Brewer for Rooftop Safety. And today we're going to talk a little bit about ladder safety and also the RidgePro. The RidgePro is one of my favorite devices for safe roof access. It works out pretty well, and I'm going to show you a little modification I made that may even help you out a little better. Okay, so before we can get on the roof, obviously we need to practice good ladder safety. So I've got a Type 1A ladder here. It's got a 300-pound rating. That's certainly sufficient for me and my equipment. I have the ladder secured at the bottom. That's just a simple little trick I use sometimes, setting a ladder on hard surface. The feet don't dig in, so the possibility of ladder slippage there is real. So I've just got this utility line tied around a 2x4 behind the garage door. Just open the garage door a few inches, slide that under, close the garage door, and then pull it snug. And that's going to keep the ladder from kicking out at the bottom. And then if you notice up at the top, I have a ladder lock. That's a real nice device as well. It secures the ladder to the gutter, or you can clamp it to shingles. It's got a nice sturdy clamp, and it clips onto the ladder. The ladder really won't go anywhere. So I've got it secured at the bottom, I've got it secured at the top, I've got the ladder angle correct. So we're basically ready to go up. I have at least 3 rungs above the roof. So the ladder's good. Now let's talk about the RidgePro a little bit. This is the RidgePro, and you can see this hook here goes over the peak of the roof and just kind of clips behind the peak of the roof, and then you have a lifeline attached to it, so that gives you something to attach to your fall protection harness, or even just to hold on to while you're making the ladder transition from the ladder to the roof. So the RidgePro, it's important to set the roof angle. I've got this set on a 12-12 pit. I believe this roof is actually an 11, but I've got it set at 12 here, so it will go over the peak. We roll it up on the wheels, upside down, and then when we get to the peak of the roof, we flip it over, and it catches the roof, and we have a lifeline to hold on to. Now, the RidgePro comes with a 16-foot pole. It's an extendable pole, and it locks at about each 6-inch increment. Okay. Probably the biggest drawback or biggest complaint I hear to the RidgePro is that the pole is only 16 feet long, and yes, that's what it is. So today I'm going to show you what I've done. I've actually extended my RidgePro with a piece of 1.25" PVC pipe. This is Schedule 40 1.25" diameter PVC pipe, and I slid it up on the RidgePro pole about a foot and just drilled a hole through it, put this bolt. So it's real easy to take this off when I don't need it. But if my roof slope is greater than 16 feet, this gives me another 6 feet or so to get the RidgePro up over the peak. Now, one tip, put a mark where the end of your PVC pipe needs to be to get the bolt through there. I've just got a simple, I think this is a 3/16 diameter bolt, something like a a wire retaining pin or something would be better. A pin very similar to the one here, but I didn't have one of those handy. So I know from experience this roof slope is more than 16 feet, and the RidgePro won't work on it without an extension. So let's go ahead and go up and put the RidgePro in position. So it gets a little bit awkward when I've got the PVC extension, but it's still not too bad to manage. I can, you know, kind of balance it about there. So I'm going up the ladder, maintaining one hand hold on the ladder at all times. I'm sliding this hand up the rail, so I'm always holding on. So now I get to the peak. I've got it upside down, and I'm going to start pushing, extending the pole out, pushing it up. Make sure it gets locked in place. There, it's locked. I can now push it up. Okay, so see without the PVC extension on it, the end of the pole would have been, you know, probably 4 feet up there, well past any point that I could push it. Now I've got it up over the peak, pull on it, make sure, tug on the rope, make sure it's solid, and I can hook it into my chest ascender here, and because this roof is really steep, I can go ahead and also put my handle ascender on here for making progress up the roof. Okay, so I've got my chest ascender locked in, I've got the hand ascender locked in, and I'm ready to go ahead and make the roof transition. Okay. Yeah, this roof is really steep. It's steeper than anybody's going to walk on. So here we go. And I'm going up the roof. So I'm up at the roof, and you know, I've got an anchor point. I can move around, do what I need to do some work, and I feel pretty secure. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and come on down, switch over to my descender for coming down. Okay, so I have made it up the roof and down. Then I can remove the RidgePro. So to remove it, we just flip it to reverse the angle, and then we lower it down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. You can come down one more rung. So I'm going to flip it. Roll it down the roof. And then I can start down. And there we have it. We're back down on the ground. One thing I should caution you on, before you drill through the pole, make sure you pull the other end out a foot or two so you don't drill through the piece that slides in and out of the outside pole. So, simple modification that you can add to your RidgePro pole. To attach it, just, you've got your mark here where the pipe goes to there, and then visualize this angle, kind of line it up, and there it is. I can see it. Just kind of wiggle it through there. There it goes. And I'm just using a 3/16 bolt and nut, and that works fine. Some type of retaining pin would be even better, but that certainly works. It's easy enough. Take it apart like that, and there you have it. If you wanted to, you could store it in your truck all the way like that, and it's not taking up any extra space. And simple little deal to extend your RidgePro pole. So I hope that's helpful. You can buy the RidgePro on the Rooftop Safety USA website. Of course, the PVC pipe you just get at your local building supply or Home Depot, what have you. And we also talked about in the video the ladder lock up at the top of the ladder. I'll put a link to that. Those are best found on Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description for this video. So if you ever have any questions or tips about safety, I love to share ideas. Give us a call and stay safe out there. Thank you.